there's some major news being announced on this blockchain. This one chain is going to take off. Can you guess what it is yet? Well, last couple of weeks, I've been talking about a Solana season, but this is not Solana season just yet. Solana season is going to come because of the Solana Seeker phones, but this is different. Can you guess what chain this is? This is one of the biggest chains out there, and this news is massively bullish. Let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth, straight from one of the execs from Coinbase. What does he have to say?
To share with you that we will be integrating decentralized exchanges from Base directly into the main Coinbase app.
Okay, did you hear what he said? He said Coinbase, the Coinbase app, the main app, is going to be getting the DEXs, the small tiny coins on the DEXs, right, is now going to land on the Coinbase main app. So basically, when you open up the Coinbase main app, it's going to tell you what's trending on the DEXs, right? Like virtues, whatever, and then it's basically going to give you you're going to be able to trade it directly from the Coinbase app. That's like the most popular trading app in America. For people outside of America, they don't understand how big this is, because most people are like, I use Binance or I use Bitunix. But inside the US, they can't use most of those, so they only use Coinbase, and this is massive news. So for today's episode, we're going to analyze the small coins that are not listed on Coinbase but are now listed on Coinbase. So hear me say that again. The small coins that are not listed on Coinbase that Americans don't have access to in general are now listed on Coinbase, right? This is a massive opportunity. That's like all the small players are now going to Major League Baseball. All the college basketball players are now going to the NBA. All the college football players are now going to the NFL, the Super Bowl. So we're going to look at a number of those coins which are not listed on Coinbase, but now they're kind of listed on Coinbase because you can use it on the main app now. So here, because up to this point, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, there are actually two apps. There's the Coinbase app and there's the Coinbase wallet. So far, you could only trade them by going through the DEXs on the Coinbase wallet, and not many Americans have those. Probably 80% Americans don't have it, but of the Americans who use Coinbase don't use Coinbase wallet, 80 or 90%. So now, basically, all the Americans that use Coinbase wallet, Coinbase app itself can now access those smaller coins. And you do realize that MicroStrategy, BlackRock, all the big institutions use Coinbase, right? Because it's institutional grade exchange. But however, they probably don't use. They're probably not going to trade meme coins or shit coins on Coinbase. But there are a few coins I'm going to mention today that will be impacted. And BlackRock or MicroStrategy, not necessarily those two, but some of the bigger chains might start. Some of the bigger institutions might start using them. Okay, first of all, it's Aero. Aero is probably, it can still run even though it's already listed on Coinbase, right? It's already listed, but it can still run because that's the main DEX. It's probably the only DEX that people use on the base chain, right? So that's the first one that's going to run. But what about the smaller ones? Which smaller Coinbase base chain coins can run? Before I answer that question, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that's non-KYC, right? That means you don't need to show your ID. So then, of course, Americans can use it. That means the exchange itself can't even see you. That means IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. That's why Pablo loves them and made this deal with them. This is the Bitunix link. Just by depositing, get a 20% bonus. For example, deposit like $100, get $20 futures bonus. Get $1,000, deposit $1,000, get $200 USDT for futures trading bonus, right? And all these great, wonderful prizes just by trading. So MacBook Pro, iPhone, Apple Watch, right? Even if you're in the top 20, still can receive prizes. But limited time only. This offer finishes on 11th of July. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. But if you're watching this on any other platform, then that's okay. Just head to my profile page. And then there's my Stan link or my link tree, so to speak. And you can see it's the first deal that comes up because it's a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets. But remember, folks, only on the Pablo Heman link. Okay, with this arrow, I was just talking about it in my Discord yesterday, and it was at support here, 62, 61 cents, and now it's popped up to something, well, hit 77 cents. Now it's doing a small pullback. Yet there is small resistance, I think, here at around 80 cents, but realistically, first target for me is 86 cents for arrow, because we can see here that there was a pivot bottom here, series of pivot tops, pivot bottom, pivot bottom, pivot top. So 86 more likely, the first area of resistance. And also, look, realistically, a more realistic target. So we've had this leg up that was about 50 cents. This was, in my mind, in my view, a bull flag, and then this leg up here would be another 50 cents. That would take us to about just over $1, say $1.02. And $1.02 is also this important level because we see that we've had this pivot top here, 3 pivot bottoms, and pivot bottom. So realistically, more like $1.02 for arrow. And I mean, it's, if we get a bull run, there's arrow had this was what, 2024 top at $2.40, double top at $2.40. There's no reason why I can't do a double top to $2.40, because imagine the amount of volume that's coming in right now. How many people on Coinbase are now going to be trading the DEXs, because it's literally pushing, Coinbase literally pushing it in their face, telling them, hey, look, it's this is what's trending on the DEXs right now. Now, the largest meme coin on the base chain, believe it or not, is Brett, which is one of the Matt Fury creations. Matt Fury is the guy who created Pepe, Brett, and Landwolf. All those guys, they all came out of the same cartoon called Friends Club. So for this one, basically, we are looking at, I just would like to say a word of warning here, because Brett is doing this shoulder, head, shoulder pattern. Now, if we were to draw a neckline through here, the neckline is going slightly trending down. So it's not really a proper head and shoulders, because proper head and shoulders neckline should trend up rather than trend down. So I don't know if I can take it as this seriously, but just for argument's sake, if it does break from 4.6 cents to 9 cents, that's a pretty big head and shoulders. You don't want that to break. But then some people who are technical specialists will argue this is probably not a head and shoulders. Support, if we get Bitcoin dumped to because of this war news, would probably be something like at this area. Yeah, okay, this area. Let's say 0.29, in the 0.29 area. Again, it's a similar situation as what we saw with Arrow itself, double top here around this 20 cents area, 20 or 22 cents. I mean, there are so many better coins than Brett, real coins with real utility on base chain itself. But the problem is, when your average plebs, your very average Americans come into Coinbase and they can see all these DEX coins listed on the DEXs, they might just choose a meme coin. Like, they probably heard of Pepe, they've seen Pepe around. They may not be aware it comes from the cartoon Friends Club, but they are aware of all the symbolisms and all the memes they've seen of this green frog called Pepe. So and people tell them Brett's Pepe's best friend, they might just buy it. So this is one to watch out for. Another one to watch out for, believe it or not, is KTA. KTA is a coin that I spoke about when it was at around 30 cents or so, and it's made a 5x run since then. And KTA is basically actually on, we can see here, it's mainly on the base chain. So I've spoken about this just recently, and it has pulled back to support, the support that I named, which is 90 cents. So basically, in my video from like 3 days ago, I said first layer of support 90 cents or so, and then I do think KTA will get into this channel and bounce off the 70 cents area. So looks, if Bitcoin gets to mid 90s, which I think still has a pretty good probability of happening, then KTA gets into this 65 to 70 area, and then we bounce from there. But it's a very strong coin because KTA, they just they had two FUD news came out. One is saying that Eric Schmidt is not the main investor, and the other one saying it doesn't have transmission of 10 million transfers per second, transactions per second, TPS, and they did a live test and it went to 14 mil, so smashed the test. But you can see the price is still pulling back just because so many people made so much profit, like 100x run, and people are just dumping. People just trying to take some profits, which is understandable. But you know, this is still at 400 million right now, which is for a coin that is that fastest. It's like about 30 times faster than Solana, and backed by Eric Schmidt. I've done some research. I've looked at the news from 2023, way before they even launched. Eric Schmidt fully admits to be involved and one of the main investors of this coin. So for it to be at 400 mil, I think can go a lot higher. But of course, its mainnet hasn't even launched yet. So you know, we could say that it still has lots of risks, as always with crypto. So believe it or not, another coin that I've spoken about recently, Swarm, is actually also on the base chain. Look at that, base chain. So for Swarm, look at this. My target for it at the time, a few days ago, I made the video, I said this 15 cents area. We hit that when we bounced off this 15 cents area, because this is 50% of the pullback of this the Fibonacci we're in right now. And then let's look at the 11 cents area, because I've been saying that, look, 11 cents is 0.382 pullback. So I think if Bitcoin dumps to mid 90s, we could get a pullback to this 11 cents area. And of course, I made the call right here at under 4, not 11 cents, but 0.011 at under 4 mil, and even now it's 15 mil. So it's been a 4x run. Even now, at its height, it went to like 0.028, so which was a more than 7x run from where I called it. Just 3 days it took. And not to repeat myself, but this coin is basically backed by Mark Cuban and what's his name? Reid Hoffman, who is the co-founder of LinkedIn and also OKX, second largest exchange in the world. Okay, now one more. This is a AI coin. It's called Ego AI. Folks have heard me talk about it before because I was one of the early investors in this coin, and it did really well a month ago, because it basically bottomed about the same time as Bitcoin, but then really led the run. It went on from 12 cents to like 47, 48 cents. So basically like a 4x run in that time, and basically really led the markets. But then since then it's had a pullback, but I do think that we're getting back into this support zone here now, because we can see that these tops here, right? These tops here, pivot tops, are around this 14 cents area, 13 cents area. Double bottom here would be around the 12 cents area. So, and major bottom here around this 15 cents area. So 14, 13, 15 cents, around that area. I'm expecting some sort of double bottom if Bitcoin drops, and major buyers will come in again, and then we bounce. we could argue that this entire time it has been in this big sideways bull flag, and it could break out. Still some exciting news happening with Ego AI, and the fact, like, look at the strength it showed, almost a 4x run out of the gates, out of the bounce of early April. And remember, folks, I am one of the early investors in Ego AI, just to be 100% transparent. All these coins, these are not listed. Most of KTA, and Swarm and EAI, I don't think even Brett, none of these are listed on the Coinbase main exchange itself. Aerodrome is. So all of these coins can actually do really well now in the days coming forward, when average Americans discover, hey, there are all these tiny DEX coins that we can play with, and some of them are quite exciting. Okay, thank you for your time.